good morning. It has been a very long time since I last saw you guys. I believe the last video I made I was still doing my A-levels. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. My name is Pedro. I'm now happy to say, a third year medical student. Made it to third year. Come on. Hope this light isn't better. And I am planning on restarting this YouTube channel. I'm going to restart. I'm going to bring you guys along for the journey because now third year is where all the fun is happening. I have to document this. I said I need to bring the camera, start getting the camera out again because there's so much awesome stuff happening and I can't just let this part of my life go without me at least documenting it. That's one of the objectives for this YouTube channel. One of the other things I'd like to do with it as well is be able to give you guys a very real insight as to what it's like to be a medical student, to help you decide whether or not medicine is a career that you want to follow one day, but also to show you that it is absolutely possible to do medicine but at the same time actually enjoy it and have a life as well. It's not an easy degree by any means. You can still tell I'm still addicted to coffee. Great. But you can still enjoy life and do awesome things and hang out with friends, go to the pub. So at the moment I'm in placement because we're on third year, we're not really spending time in lectures, and so that's one of the reasons I didn't really feel much in first and second year in the preclinical years. There wasn't much awesome stuff to show you, but now when we're actually on the wards seeing patients, there's a lot more things to take content out of, and that's what I want to share with you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. Come along for this journey, and yeah, that's the plan. So I need to be there by 8:30 for the handover meeting. It's now 5:45, 5:48, and I need to do some flashcards. So one of the ways I study is by using flashcards, Anki, and it's an app called Anki. I think it's a Japanese app, I believe, and I've been using that since first and second year, but I'm going to say that for another video. I'll bring you guys along for today and see what it's like, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and yeah, welcome back. It feels like I'm welcoming myself back. It's kind of weird because I haven't been here for a while. Never sort of forgotten how to talk to a camera, so bear with me. And also, yeah, so if you've seen the previous videos, the amount of time I spent editing those videos to make them look the way they did, I like all my videos to be absolutely nice and pristine, but because I'm doing so much now. If you guys didn't know, I'm a rower. I'm going to race at the British Universities and Colleges Sport Regatta in April, and I got a few months to prepare for that, but I want to bring you guys along for that as well. And there's just a lot going on, and so the quality of the videos, they might not be as I'd like them to be, with the edits, especially with the edits. But I just need to do something and just put something out there. Come along, enjoy, let's see where we can go together, and I'm excited for this journey, to bring you guys along on this journey. It's going to be a good one. Catch you guys up in a little bit. Good to see you. Peace out. Alrighty, so just finished the first session of study in the morning. It is almost 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna go get ready to leave for the hospital. But I'll take you guys along. And yeah, I'm on a AMU, acute medical unit. I think that's what it stands for. So it's like patients come in, they get admitted. And so there's sort of the initial treatment and observation and admission happens in AMU. So let's say they come in with sepsis, they'll get admitted, they'll get started on antibiotics, fluids, etc., and then get sent to AMU, and they'll go off to the wards, one of the other wards, depending on what the main underlying problem is, whether that be cardio, neuro, gastro, whatever. And yeah, so that's where I am. That's where we are for the next 2 weeks. And it's going to be interesting because essentially patients have just come in and it's a variety of different specialties. So it's not just respiratory problems, it's not just cardio problems. It's all together in one space, which I think is very good in terms of learning opportunities. And the consultants are very good at taking time out to teach as well, which is very helpful. So that's the plan for today. I'm also going to practice some cannulation, so that's just inserting a needle, the cannula, into a vein, just practicing that with the other medical students. That should be it for the day. I Don't plan on staying the whole day at the hospital just because I have loads of lectures I need to come back and watch and make notes on and everything. So I might just go in for a half day. And that's one of the things, right? So once you get all your sign-offs, so what I mean by this is we have a list of things to do that we need and to tick off, right? For example, let's say take a respiratory history from a patient. We have to do that, and then with the doctor there watching us. And once we've done that and they're happy, the doctor's like, yeah, you did it well, here's some feedback, could have done this better. They give us a little signature and that's ticked off. And we have these little sign-offs, so we need to get their signature to sign off. And we have, each block is 11 weeks. And I finished my sign-offs within the first 4 or 5 weeks, which means I get the next 6 weeks or so just to revise, come in, practice, as long as you let the consultant know. And that's fine, and that's a lot of flexibility in how you organise your time. And one of the other things is, like, if you go to the hospital and you realise you're not actually getting anything out of it, and you're not really learning, you're not really being able to engage with them, sometimes that happens, it's a situation. Just come home, there's no point in staying there. Obviously I try to get as engaged as I can with the teaching, with seeing patients, taking histories, talking with people, you know, helping out the juniors with admin stuff. That's all very good, valuable learning experience, but there are some situations in the hospital where that just doesn't happen, and that's fine. Then you just come home and study. That's one of the beauties of third year, is that there's so much flexibility in how you organise your study time. And that's it. So that's one of the comments on third year, which I'm really loving. I'm gonna get dressed now, put on my scrubs, and we'll get going. And yeah, I'll keep you updated as we go along. Okie dokie, let's go. Okay, and we're here. It's about after an hour of driving. It's just 8:20 now. I've got 10 minutes until the handover meeting. So that's when literally the night team literally hands over the cases to the day team in AMU. And I'm just going to go over there, see what the cases are, and see what I can get out of today. It's going to be a good day, and I can feel it. I need another cup of coffee. I've had 2 already, but I can go for another one. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated as we go along. See you guys in a bit. Oh man. Hey buddy, wow, what a day. Cool, so I'm back home now. Probably tell. Remember the whiteboard from a little while back. It's now around 5:30 p.m. And today was crazy, and I'll tell you why. So I get there for a handover, 8:30ish. We're done by 9 with a handover, and then I go to prep some notes, going through the patient, as in the notes from the patient, and see what the presenting complaint was, what their medical history is, what their drug history is, what medications they're taking. It's just making like a summary of the main salient points of the patient, so that when the consultant comes to do the ward round, they have all the relevant information there on that single page, just to make it easier, smoother, a quicker process. And then we went on a ward round, which was good fun. So this is when we go to, the consultant comes round and reviews each patient individually, does the full examination, makes notes, and makes an action plan as well, whatever, depending on what the patient is presenting at that time. That finished at about 11:30, and it's a very good teaching opportunity because you get, like I said, exposed to so many different things, and depending on the consultant which you get, might be more inclined to teach you what would be the management plan for this patient, or what drug would you administer. So it's very hands-on bedside teaching, which is really good because it's like applying everything that we've learned in the preclinical years 1 and 2 to the bedside, to the patient. And then after that was done, we spent about 20 minutes with the consultant, as in like a small group teaching session, like 20 minutes, going through, I think it was atrial fibrillation, it's a heart condition, metabolic acidosis, and well, the last one was acute coronary syndromes, because I really enjoy these small group sessions because it's more interactive than a lecture. And once that was done, by about 11:30, 12, we then started practicing some cannulation on each other. So before we go into the patients, we just sacrifice our own arms to practice before we actually do it on a real patient, just in case, just running through the motions, just to make it sort of more familiarize ourselves with the process. So cannulation is a little plastic tube that goes inside the vein so that the doctors can give medication really quickly directly into the bloodstream, and also take bloods as well. and it's a skill that we need to practice, that we need to be able to do as medical students. And so in the controlled environment of the hospital, where I wasn't very busy, we just got a few kits out and just followed the process like we've been taught, just cleaning the arm, and actually inserting the cannula into the vein. And we take in turns in each other, right? So I do it on one, they do it on the other, and the other does it on me. So like a little circle of practice. When it was my turn, so I got it done here, so a little dot there right into this vein there, you can probably see. Did it all fine, did it really well, no problems. Got it in, but one of the steps in the process is flushing the cannula. So that's just injecting IV saline, so that's just almost like salty water, sterile, into the vein, just to make sure that the cannula is nice and clean and that it's actually gone into the vein. So if you inject fluid and you see the little bulge in the region, you know that the cannula isn't in the vein, it's just under the skin, and that's when you know when you're wrong. Anyway, when she did it on me, I don't know, I was feeling quite hungry by that time. It's like 12, and I've been up since 5:15 this morning. Quite thirsty, tired, I guess. And as soon as she started injecting it, I started feeling nausea, really bad nausea. And then all of a sudden I was out, completely, just knocked out, unconscious, completely unconscious for about, I mean, I don't know how long it was, but it was, according to them, it was a good like 30 seconds, completely out of it, like leaned back on the chair just like that. And I was completely pale and clammy in the hands. It was really odd. And one of the medical students ran out whilst I was unconscious, got one of the consultants. By the time they came in, I was already awake, back in. So it was very, very quick loss of consciousness. Consultant was like, that's fine, that was just a vasovagal episode, you're okay. Did my blood pressure, all normal, back to normal. Well, actually no, my blood pressure was quite low. I think it was around 90/63 systolic, which is quite low for me. I'm usually 120/90. Essentially what that means is I reacted in a way in what we call a vasovagal syncope. The vagus nerve, which is responsible for that parasympathetic drive, which is the too many complex words, the rest and digest system, was overactive. So that means is your heart rate comes down, the force of contraction comes down, and you actually get less blood delivery to the head. Not to the point where it's damaging, but just enough to knock you out. And that's what happened to me. But it was really quickly reversed, obviously. And I've never had that before, and I was really scared at the time, like, whoa, what's going on? Because it was completely disorientating. But yeah, I got back in, absolutely fine, absolutely normal. I was very pale, got some water in and went up and had some lunch, and I've been absolutely fine since. But I've just wanted to record this because it's the first time I've actually fainted like this. But yeah, that was really interesting. Didn't hurt or anything, it was just knocked out and then back in. Whoa, what's going on, where am I? Anyway, that's that. Once I was done, we were all starving. The guys were a little bit scared, a little bit shocked, but it was absolutely fine. So we went and had some lunch, just spent about an hour having food, and then we left the hospital around 2 p.m, 2:30, drove back to the union accommodation, went for a quick walk along the coast, but it's just so wet today. It's like wind and rain, it's like horizontal rain. Yeah, then we kind of drove back home, another hour back home, and that's it. I'm gonna call it there. It's been great. I hope you guys enjoyed this day in the life of a third-year medical student. It feels great to be back, and I hope to continue this. We'll see how it goes, and guys, stick around for the next one because I think it's going to be a good one. Great. Peace out. Take care.